Dear esteemed listeners, the scientific findings completely correlate with the verses of the Holy Quran related to humans and the universe, and it serves as concrete evidence to prove that the Holy Quran is divine revelation. Here is another perfect proof of this. It is also brand new, an astronomical finding that was declared in 2019. This finding is the outcome of a joint research project which was conducted by the European Space Agency and NASA. You can find the links to the results of these studies in the video description below. The expression seven heavens were used in the Holy Quran. Interestingly, Seba Semawat. In other words, the expression seven heavens were used 7 times in 7 different verses in the Holy Quran. When we examine such expressions used in the Holy Quran, we understand that the 7 heavens referred to the layers of heaven, which is now called the atmosphere, composed of troposphere, stratosphere, ozonosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere, and exosphere, respectively. How do we understand it? For example, the expression ordaining the levels of the heaven their mandates, which was used in verse 12 of Surah Fussilat, reminds of mandate of layers of the atmosphere, which correlates with the findings in today's world. The expression the one who created 7 heavens and of the earth the like of them, that was used in verse 12 of Surah At-Talaq, refers to the fact that the earth also has a layered structure and thus emphasizes the connection between the earth and the surrounding atmosphere. Moreover, we also understand that the 7 heavens, one above the other, are phenomena that are visible through the expressions referring to heaven, such as, "So look again, do you see any flaws?" and "Do you not see how Allah created 7 heavens, one above the other, that were used in the verses?" Therefore, in consideration of these expressions, we can clearly say that the 7 heavens denoted the layer of gas mixture surrounding the earth, which we call the atmosphere nowadays. Only our Almighty Lord and Him alone knows the absolute truth. Now, I will recite verses 15 and 16 of Surah Nuh, that are connected to the finding of the joint research project of European Space Agency and NASA, which was declared in 2019. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do you not see how Allah created 7 heavens one above the other, and placing the moon within them as a light, and the sun as a lamp? We understand from the expression within them, in other words, created 7 heavens one above the other and placing the moon within them as a light, that the moon was created within layers of the atmosphere. Such an inference could sound hollow just a few years ago, but the information collected from the observation satellite named SOHO that was launched in 1995 for a joint project conducted by the European Space Agency and NASA added a new dimension to what was known about the atmosphere. The SOHO Observatory satellite was launched to observe the structure and activities of the Sun and comets as well. However, the data received from SOHO satellite paved the way for another important finding. In 2019, upon assessment of the data received from the satellite, it was established that the geocorona, the outermost layer of the exosphere, extends up to 630,000 kilometers into space. The geocorona is a layer which extends from the edge of the standard atmosphere at 10,000 kilometers up to 630,000 kilometers. It is a layer which protects the Earth against solar winds and ultraviolet light from the Sun and ensures that the density and composition of the atmosphere are preserved by preventing it from escaping into outer space. The outermost layer of the atmosphere, geocorona, extends up to 630,000 kilometers, and it shows that the orbit of the Moon is situated within the final layer of the Earth's atmosphere, and even in the middle of it. The discovery of layers of the atmosphere and the layered structure of the Earth are both new discoveries. It has only 100-year history. Moreover, some discoveries related to some layers of the atmosphere have been made in the last 50 years. It's impossible, without a divine touch for a book dating back to 1400 years ago, to include the information that the heaven surrounding the Earth has layers, and even the Moon is within these layers, when thinking of the fund of knowledge available at that time. The fact that the earth is stated to have a layered structure in the Quran is another clear proof of the divine touch in the Quran. Thank you for listening.